Hello everyone, I am Jade and today I've got a bit of a sad video to make today. Today we are talking about Re-Evo. Now, talking about unfortunately means I'm not on the server and I won't be. Unfortunately, over this weekend some drama led to a lot of angry people and that led to a lot of destruction on the server. Essentially, what this means is that the server is no longer happening. I don't think anyone's really logging on anymore. I've sort of left already. Many other people have left the Discord and things like that. So it's just not going to be continuing, which I'm obviously just really pretty devastated about. I really enjoyed my time on the server and I had so much fun. Just building, terraforming, and learning a lot about film and just getting to interact with all of the lovely people, most of them who are lovely people on the server. Yeah. Alright, so what am I doing about it? Now, I did want to address what happened a little bit more in depth, but unfortunately it is a very personal situation to those involved. And while it does affect me on some level, it does not affect me. I'm not the main sort of person it affects, and for the privacy of those who are involved, I'm just not going to say more than that. I know it's very vague, and while I don't completely understand everything that's happened, I do know quite a lot of the effect of what's happened, and I'm not going to be sharing more than that for the time being. What am I doing about it? Now, this destruction meant a lot of people's builds, a lot of people's bases got absolutely obliterated, from what I've heard. I haven't logged on since. Oh no. I haven't logged on to the server since this has happened, mainly because I want to protect my peace. This weekend I spent preparing for videos on Re-Evo. I did a lot of terraforming, which I do have to say, I think terraforming is one of the things I might be good at. And I say I might be, it's because I've taken most of my inspiration of Gemini Tay and Pearlescent Moon. But I'm not looking back on. My last memories and the memories that I have of the server were good. I spent lots of time with as a little trio, Gem and the Martins, as well as being part of the Villies, and just had so much fun being a part of that. I made a massive base with a massive storage system because I've learned a lot from this world, this Let's Play world itself. Well, you can't see it. Over this way is my base, or actually more that way. And from that I learnt a lot about storage rooms and how I really don't need to have a big base in order to have a sort of storage room set up. Sorry, let me clarify. I don't need to have a big base because I spend most of my time in my storage room. Which I then reinforced into that because I was able to set my /home in my storage room. And I did just spend a lot of time there building and having some fun with it. I do have to say that while it was short-lived, Re-Evo was a ton of fun, and I really poured out a lot of energy and a lot of time and a lot of just heart into it. So, yeah. I mean, literally, I had 72 hours on the server. Not a healthy thing. I've written down everything that I want to say today, just so much that I say everything, but I also want to recognize that I am not the sole person who was affected by this. There is a team of people who have been affected. And I'm sharing my story because this simply also affects you guys. Anyone who watches my content knows knows that I've been on Re-Evo for some time. And I hope that you guys have enjoyed it too. I know I certainly have. Alright, what am I doing about it? Yeah. I was considering keeping, so I had pre-recorded some extra Re-Evo videos before all of this happened, and I was considering keeping that personal and keeping that private to myself. I've since decided that, while I would love to do that, realistically, I don't have the storage on my laptop to do that, and while that is such a trivial thing, I also think that sharing these videos, the last videos that I made on the server, is just, it's going to be fun, and it's going to be a little bit of reminiscing and wishing that it hadn't happened, but unfortunately I can't change that. It's not in my control. Alright, moving on to the next point. Yeah. I want to move on to the point where I'm going to talk about what's going to change on the channel from now on. Because of this experience, and I know what it's like now to sort of lose these big builds and things like that, I'm not quite ready to join another server. I love this work and I love SMPs, and I know there's already talk of a new server in the works right now. But personally, I'm just not quite ready to commit to something like that just yet. That's partially just for my own mental health, that I get to properly take the time to process this, to consider what this means, and to think about what I want to do next. Because, well, while Re-Evo was a really big thing, and it did take up a lot of my time, I still have so many other projects. Firstly, there's this world, Let's Play, that I'm in. And that is my favourite. It's a lot of fun. It's my single player world. I have so much coal. It's an awesome single player world, and it's going to be my forever world. I plan on keeping this world through my entire YouTube journey, through my entire journey on Java Minecraft. Yeah. So this what I was saying. So is my Let's Talk episodes. Those will be a lot more laid back. And I do come at times when I just need some sort of filler episode. I've also come up with a few more ideas for Let's Talk, so I'm very excited to implement those coming up. I've got Aspire SMP. So it is currently November. We're in early November. I really ideally would love to get Aspire started before the end of this year. Now, I did say I'm going to take a break, but after realizing the plans that I've got for this month, next month, and the next few, and just coming up overall, I think I'm going to have to basically do either one video upload a week, so I can start building a bank, or work out a plan. So I'll update you guys once I figure things out, but that is what's coming up with that. Now, I want to talk about the bigger part of all of this, and this is the thing that's going to be taking up my time from now on, which is Aspire SMP. You guys know that I posted a video a few months back about Aspire, advertising it and asking for creators. Since then, I put it on the back burner. We had one group, we had all of us join once as a server, but since then no progress has really been made. And while this is the case, I am working now to get something set up so that way we can record and we can post. And I'll be talking to the team about that and figuring out what we want to do with it. Oh, we got a good amount of gunpowder. Alright, I think I've got just some final remarks. Yeah, Aspire. Alright, I want to talk about my plans for Re-Evo, because while I want to say all of everything that happened did happen whilst I was sleeping. I was, I think, the only Australian, if not one of the only Australians in the server. So a lot of things just didn't work out for my time zone properly. So I had to record videos really early in the morning or really late at night if I was going to get a few more collab opportunities and things like that. So what ended up happening was in the break when I finished filming on when I finish filming to when I start filming again, I only film for 3 days a week. Just, it works with my schedule. I'm not going to tell you exactly which days, so no one really knows my schedule. I was going to build a lighthouse. So the premise of our base was to be the Villies from Past Life. They had a lighthouse base, and we thought we were going to turn that into a bit more of a beach theme to make it a little bit more cohesive and build a lighthouse around it. I personally think this idea is also really fun, and I still really want to do it, just probably not for a little while. So I'm going to be putting in all of the work that I need to do, and I think I'm going to have to make it sometime. Anyway guys, I know this has been pretty long talk. It's sad for me, and I know it's sad for you, and I'm really sorry that this is another series that I've got to leave pretty open-ended. This isn't the ending that I wanted for us. I had shops prepared, I had bases prepared, I had a waterfall that I wanted to build in the background, and I'm pretty sad about that. But I can't do anything to change the outcome, and all we can do is move on. So unfortunately guys, I'm going to have to call it here. This is the last time I'm going to be talking about this. Please respect my privacy, respect the privacy of those involved in the situation. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Bye!